The privilege is twice as much as normal because I'm privileged to present things which we do not normally in our everyday life come to see and hear. And so many of these things are on the verge of extinction. This is no time for me to go into the details, but the changing style of life is a big jeopardy for all these traditional things. The son may not like to continue as the father had done. The audience will not be there. The audience will not know what is happening, what is being done. The audience becomes more of a spectator than a part of the thing. Now, the important thing about folk is that it is a part of life.
Wow.
It is as much a part of the audience as of the performer. It is just the ventriloquist's puppet which is speaking there while I am speaking, the society is speaking. So that sort of nexus, that sort of connection, day by day, we are losing it. We are becoming aliens to our own traditions. And the only way, as I keep saying, is to try to get near to them, understand them. Once you start knowing that they are there may be a possibility that you will get attached to it. And once the attachment is there, then the possibility is that you will like to do something for it, to save them. So this is just an attempt. And folk music and folk instruments in particular, they are a part of life, a slice of life. They are not just mere instruments. They represent segments of life. They represent the society in which they exist, the society which created them. So they are islands of civilization. Whole styles of singing, music, they have evolved from particular instruments. And literally many of them have come from our daily use pots and pans. So that sort of connection you can also see. And luckily this morning, our friends will be presenting all four types, just to refresh our memory. Instruments are usually divided into four categories. Autophones or idiophones, that is in Hindi, ghanavadya, solids. They give just one note. You do not have a possibility of varying the note. Number two, membranophones, that is covered with parchment, one-sided, two-sided, there can be so many varieties. In Hindi we call it avanadhya, that is covered, avanadhyavad. Thirdly, chordophones or strings. In Hindi we call it tatvad. That is, and there may be many varieties of tatvadyas as I will try to explain later on. And lastly, aerophones, that is flutes and similar other instruments. In Hindi we call them sushirvadya. Now we start with our friends from the forest area of South Rajasthan, Udaipur district, and they come from Panarva village, a very famous village for many other reasons. And fittingly, we are starting with a primitive tribal group. So here you will have many occasions of seeing primitive ingenuity at play. How do you make instruments? How do you produce the sound you want? How do you produce the adhar note, that is the tonic? And how do you tune your instrument further to give your sa re ga ma pa dha ni sa, the whole sargam? The tonic is there. Firstly fixing the tonic and then fitting other instruments to suit that tonic to give you the octave or the saptak as we call it in Hindi. Many of them may not be giving the whole octave or the whole saptak, but the attempt is there, the start is there. So it is very interesting to see these instruments. Zara thali sar laye pehle. This music is rendered particularly when someone, some dear has departed, and they sing the praise of the departed person. थोड़ा आगे आ जाइए, इसमें अच्छी आवाज़ बजाइए.
और गाइए।
And a chordophone. So it depends on you how do you classify it further. Now here also the ingenuity is there. This is just a gold, dried gold hollowed out. There is a 2-inch sort of cut diameter here. And in this they have inserted this mouthpiece. And here they have inserted this. This side is usually, you see this male-female relationship, Nar-Nari Siddhant. That is very usual in all our music, in all our life even. So this is the Nari side, female side, and this is the male side. Only here 5 holes are open, here 2 are partly open, rest are closed. This will give the tonic and the tune will be played on this side. This is a horn, these are made of bamboo. So this is the whole thing. Later on I will show you the reeds. This is an example of single beating reed. 2 single beating reeds are there. We will show this later on. थोड़ा सा बजाइए, आगे आ जाइए. So here are the 2 reeds, single beating reeds. हाँ, लगा लीजिए. आइए, ये ले आइए, पावरी. Now, this is a very interesting instrument, one of the most interesting which I have seen so far. थोड़ा सा sound दीजिएगा. Now, this is the male part, this is the female part, all 5 open, here partly opened. But the very important or the most important aspect of this instrument are these 2, they are known as, to them, as gadis. Now here what is happening is, there are holes here, and there are holes here, and here, and the wind is traveling like this, and the wind coming out from this orifice or hole is sort of clashing with the wind coming like this. So that gives that typical sound which you get when you blow across a small bottle of ampoule of glass. So listen to it carefully. It's a very ingenious, very important, very interesting. Made of bamboo. बजाइए. थोड़ा सा, अब थोड़ा सा वो गादी का कवर हटा के दिखा सकेंगे? हाँ। एक गादी का किसी का, ये टोपी थोड़ी देर को हटा दीजिए, फिर लगा लीजिएगा. हाँ. You see, there is a hole here, and there is a hole here, and a passage has been created through this beeswax, and the wind escaping from this orifice is sort of interacting with the wind traveling like this, and that gives you that particular resounding sound, sweet, mellow sound. So as I said, this is very interesting, very ingenious. अब वो ले आइए. Small slices, slivers, and this, when rubbed like this, produces a typical sound. हाँ बजाइए, इसके पास ले आइएगा थोड़ा. This is just for accompaniment. We will present an example of their dance also. That will be of course notional. So there you will see the practical use of this instrument. That's all. Thank you. अब वो आपका गोरालियो कहाँ है? लाइए. Now you are all familiar with the अच्छा Jaws harp. It is often miscalled as Jew's harp. It is Jaws harp. That is made of iron, of course, and the gypsies are particularly associated with Jaws harp. Now this is a replica made of a bamboo sliver. A bamboo sliver. A sort of tongue has been cut into it. Jeeb, as we call it in Hindi, and this vibrates when they jerk it like this. The mouth, the cavity, it acts as the resonator, and an interesting sound is produced. थोड़ा इसके पास रख के बजाइएगा. Am I in the way, John Saab?
Nope. Perfect.
वॉल्यूम दीजिए थोड़ा. वाह बहुत अच्छा. बस. So here are some of their instruments, 5 instruments in all. Now we shall present just a sort of sample of a dance. The whole troupe is not there. 3 of them, for us especially, they will go through the motions of their dance. And the dance is known, कौन सा रावलिया डांस है? कौन सा है? क्या कहते हैं आप इसे? हाँ? मावलिया. आइए, थोड़ा सा 3 जने तो बाजे बजाएंगे और बाकी 3 जने थोड़ा सा, और वो बोलिएगा थोड़ा जोश से करिएगा, हाँ, which have just passed. दशहरा. धन्यवाद. पधारो. थैंक यू वेरी मच. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. हाँ. So these are our friends from northern Maharashtra, Khandesh, and their specialty was making the katachu. Katachu in Hindi is known as katha, which we eat with the pan, betel leaf. So from katha comes their name, Kathori. Kathori, that is a specialist in making katachu. These are our Bhil friends from कौन सा गाँव रहा हो? Jadol, another village from Udaipur district. Now here we will have example of 2 instruments playing in tandem, that is together. One is an autophone, that is just a simple saucer, thali as we call it, and that is a dhak. Now, this is a double-faced membranophone, and the interesting thing is the pitch can be varied by changing the tension. So see how ingenuity plays a part here, and the pitch is varied. And here again, with the pudi, this side is known as nar, male side. Without that, played with fingers. This is played with a stick. So this is the male side, this is the female side, and the pressure will be varied, as you will see. थोड़ा सा बजाइए. क्या गाएंगे देवरा में? Usually these instruments or this music is played in their temples. Devra as they call it. And the special association is when inducing the bhopa, the priest, to come in trance, for that this music.